YouTube, is Brian Proctor back again with another video, and in this video I'm going to attempt to show you how the deltoids work. And for those who don't know what deltoids are, you young drawers, these are the deltoids. And the reason I am doing this video is because whenever you buy a model or action figure or a drawing dummy, they always have these little round joints for shoulders, or for, should I say, for the delts. Yes, even this wonderful giant-sized Spider-Man. Maybe I should do this bit when the light is better. But anytime you try to move it, it's always this ball right here. And this is how we learn to draw from this, with this ball. But whenever you really move it, that's not how it actually goes. So I'm going to show you, or attempt to show you, what the deltoid looks like when you actually have to move it up and around. I mean, these figures are nice, you know, they're articulated real nicely, but the human body does not have this here. So let's see what I can do in showing you how this thing works, what it looks like when you draw it. Even the Spider-Man. So I know people are like, wow, that's a big Spider-Man. The joints, you still have this ball, and drawing is not, it's not like that when you draw. Okay, so let's see if I can keep this video under 30 minutes, and then let's get going. Okay, so as I was trying to say on my poor attempt of an opening statement, is that when we first learn to draw, we usually end up drawing like this. And you know, I taught like this because it's the most easiest way to do that. And these are your delts right here, and then you connect your arms. And as I say, I am guilty of doing that because it's the easiest way to draw. But there comes a time when you have to actually know how they work. And in this video, I'm going to attempt to show you how they work, because as I say, the figures are good, but when you draw certain positions, it won't look like that. Well, it won't look like that ever, because your delts are not like this. So let's get going on the delts. And I had a person, I guess a subscriber, I hope they subscribe, asked, why do I use a red pencil? Why do I use a red pencil? And the reason I use a red pencil is because it grabs. Well, number one, I use 3-color pencils, as I explained on the video. And yeah, I know I'm going off the subject. I use a red, a blue, and then a regular color, so I can find out if I want to detail over a line, then I'll know which line I'm going to keep. So that's why I use different color pencils, because I might be doing different things and I don't want them to get mixed up. So that's why I use different color pencils. And red pencil, I like the way it grabs. It grabs the paper nicely. It's not too slick, shall I say. The same way as the blue. The blue has grab. I don't like, it's like ice skating. It's too smooth. Some ink pens will be too smooth, and some will be too wet, too watery. So yeah, that's why I did that. So that answered this person's question. Anyway, as I got off subject, let's do the delts. Okay, so you will start with your rib cage, which is basically an egg-shaped oval. Let me just draw this real quick, because you already know how to do this. All right, now when you do the circle here, the circle is actually, and let me throw the shoulders on top of that. And I guess I should be saying what I'm doing while I'm doing it. Rib cage, egg shape, fat at the bottom, narrow at the top, upside down U, your center line comes up, triangle for your shoulders, a V right here at the base, and I'll pull this down. So it's like an upside down house. You're doing a house upside down for the neck and your chin and your head. So we got all that. So now your shoulders, when they come down from this triangle, are actually rounded like this, and it goes into your collarbone like that. You're always going to have that round piece. Now your delts will come, they actually curve around. Let me just draw this. They curve around and into a point. Almost like a twisted heart a little bit. So it's going to come from the back, because at the top, if you take and here's the head, and you're looking straight down at that, it's going to be shaped like this. Let's just say here's your chest, like this, something like this, and here's your feet. So now this round part, that would be your round delt here, it actually curves you have some back, and it actually curves around like that. So it curves around from the back and it goes to the front. Same thing here. And then you'll have some back, and it actually connects with the chest. So if this guy was looking up, and then you might see some arm here and the hand down here. So now this curves around, as I say, almost like doing a heart almost. And your arm actually tucks in here. You have your bicep, which is the front part of your arm, and your tricep. And this point actually separates the two. That's why you have that point, because it separates the bicep and the tricep. And this is why I use different color pencils, so that you can actually see, or I can actually see what I'm doing. But in this case, let's use a marker. This is your collarbone. It comes up and it stops, and it actually separates right here, and it separates again in the back. But if you just worry about this one line, you're good. So it comes in, separates, and it will come all, the line does come all the way down. There are like 3 separations, and then that. Now your chest will come out here, and we're not getting into chest, we're just trying to get into the delts. And then your shoulders come in, and then you have this part, this meaty part of your shoulder too, and your neck. Now if you were looking up, if you were drawing the person up, let's do a little better detail drawing on that. So as I said, you would have basically the triangle shape. Let me make sure you guys can see what I'm doing. Split down the middle. Your shoulders are going to be rounded off like that, and it's going to come maybe almost halfway behind your back and curve around. And there's two points, or 3 heads as they call it. And this one is going to be further out. So your chest is going to be here, here, and then you have, again, from the back, and the chest. And then your neck here, your head here. And then your actual shoulder muscles there. Let's say your arm would be out here somewhere, the other arm out here somewhere. So let me ink that, do the best I can in inking this. So chest, and it's basically, it goes into the chest. It's part of it as well. You have this, and this curves out and around. Maybe not that far back, but it will curve out and around. And this one, third one, and back and around. And then it goes into the back, like so. And you have your neck, and then your shoulder, because you have this big meaty piece right here, which is your shoulders and your neck. So it actually dips down. It comes around like this is your neck. I can't see it from the top. So it dips down and it leaves this dark shadow pit under your neck, just like in here where it dips down too. Bad explanation. Shoulder, your collarbone, and that's just going to curve around with that as well. Let's say your arms. All right, so let's do another one. Use the back of this. Let's say you're doing that action position. So like the guy's, he's leaning over, but he's not all the way over. He's just kind of almost like that Wolverine kind of position where he's got his claws out and he's ready to strike. Okay, so this is your collarbone. This is your back. Your head is going to go right here in here. So these are your delts here. Now, what I usually do when I'm drawing, especially if I'm drawing the leaning position, because they are connected, is just connect the two. Like so. And then, well, let's bring it out. His arms are out. Like that. So we've got them leaning over like he's about to attack. He's the Wolverine type. Now let's put the head here, and depending on how much your character is leaning, determines how far your head will go down. You can put your head way down here for a more aggressive stand, but we're gonna put it right. We're gonna leave it right there. So now we're getting into the drawing. You have your shoulders, and then a new pen. Like so, collarbone, and then your delts are gonna come into that point. Whenever you see the side, you're gonna see that point. And when your collarbone hits, you'll have that first separation, and your second one there, same thing, and it actually goes into the chest. Like that. There, and then as I said, you'd have this wherever that point is, it's going to separate your biceps from your triceps. Now your chest is going to come around like so, and then all your muscle fibers actually come from this point where your delt and your bicep connect. So they're going to come around like this. It's just an added bonus tip. So yeah, and then you might not see the neck, but you will see the muscle, that big meaty part of the shoulders. So doing this in red, it's going to come, it's almost like that heart, I guess, but it goes around, and I'm trying to image how you would see it. If you had your arms, well, let me just do the red part again. if you had it, say like this is your arm, this is the cylinder part for your arm, it's going to actually curve around it kind of like that. So almost like a shoulder pad. I'm trying to image it without the arm being stuck in it. Hopefully I'm not going off camera. It'll be kind of like that, and your arm was going to come out of it from here. So basically it wraps around it like a blanket or a piece of bread on a hot dog, like that. So another one is, let's just say from the back. If you're drawing somebody from the back, and I'm switching colors, I'm sorry, I had pens in my hand, so my brain is like, what color to grab? So you're gonna go the back, you're gonna go spine, let's say the head is here, the neck, and then in the back you have this shape here. Like that. And then if your arms are raised out, let me continue to draw. It's going to come over here and tuck around here. Now where this comes out and stops here, so it does this. It does this little piece, and then drop down like that. That is where at the bottom of this point here is where it's going to come around and curve, and your arm is going to come out from here, from the bottom there. Same thing here. At that point, it's going to curve, and then your arm comes out. And you might see some bicep depending on the angle of that you want your arm turned in your drawing. As I said, at that point, it's going to have one of your separations. And then, because your arms are out, you're going to have your lats. And it's going to start somewhere around this area where it curves at. It's not going to be way out here. So about right in there, then you bring your lats down. And your lats actually, which is the wing part that we all like to have when we draw our characters, they actually come around. It's like almost like a belt. They work their way around from here in the back, and then they leave this muscle there. So let's see if I can, with my rambling, and the reason this is curved like this is so because it's wrapping around that muscle like that. And then you have your lats here, spine, and this goes up to the back of your base of your skull. You have your other part of your neck, and then your chin. So you have like 3 lines here, and your ears. So that's what that's going to look like from the back. And from the front, let me get another piece of paper. From the front, again, we want to draw our egg shape. Always draw your center line, because that helps out when you need to find the neck and the everything else. The V comes at the stops at the top of that, comes up, put your head, your chin, and then followed by your head. And your head is going to determine how big. The size of your head determines the size of this, if you understood what I'm saying. So, okay, anyway, and you have your shoulders, and then your arms. Let's put the chest in here. And again, it's going to curve around because it's curving around the arm. And you have this. Where did that paper go? And I'll show you what I'm saying for this. Again, when we have this, the way it curves around like that, it's the same thing here. It's going to curve around, and you're going to get it to come here, and then right there, use your lats. So it's going to curve around, show a little bit here, and then you have your lats that comes down. So this is where this is where you have that underarm. This is your underarm, period. Let's see if it'll right. Because here, if you have the nipples here, and you draw from here down, and you go above that, it's just a little above that down, you have your ribs that everyone loves to draw, and then you have your space for your arms, because this actually sticks out. The arm comes in, and you'll have that. Where is it at? Your ribs. Arm comes in like that, and you have that space. And curve around, come up. And another point is, if you take your nipples and you draw a straight line down, this is where this part of the stomach is going to turn in at. You don't want to have it turned in way out here. It's going to go straight down, and then your waist comes from the rest of it. So if you want to do your abs, you do like that. And have them curved in, because your abs are actually kind of curved in. Don't make it a straight line. Curve it a little bit, because each one is almost like a square for those who have those dramatically strong abs. And again, with this, back to this, your shoulder, collarbone, and then this, it will, as I say, it will come behind here. If you have that, it's going to come from behind here, just a little bit, because you're raising them up, so you're not going to see the back part of it. And then actually, if you're really muscularly defined, it'll curve in like that, and your chest will curve around like that. And this is still skin, but it's just a shadow, it's just an indentation of it, like that. And you might see some tricep behind it. And this is if you're really drawing more the muscular superhero type. So if you are drawing straight up, and I'm trying to cover the different ranges of motion that you will actually end up drawing. Again, oval or egg shape, your ribs, center line, neck. Now, depending, I say that a lot, depending on how high you are raising your arms from your collarbone right here, where your neck comes at, and your collarbone that goes across here, that's going to raise up to, and that's going to be the top. Let's just say that's going to be your whole arm right here. Now, what you're going to do here is, when it comes off, you're going to put, let me draw the chest, because for some reason I just lost what I was trying to say. Chest comes out and up. Thank you. This curves from about, you have this. Let me do this in blue because I want to do the marker. You have this. And that's your rib cage. That's your skeleton, your rib cage here. The collarbone is going to come up. And right where it comes up, get rid of that. Here at this point where these two connect, then you're going to curve around and down. And the thing about this is your chest is going to come in. Your chest won't, let me do the other one. Remember at this point here, you're going to curve it in, curve it up, should I say, up and around. Your chest won't go straight out and down like this, like that. It's actually going to come in. And right now, I don't know how to describe why, but it just comes in. Maybe somewhere later in the video, I'll get it. So it's going to come down and in, and that's when you have your hands up. It kind of like just squeezes that meat together. And then again, from under there, you have your arms. And again, at this rib point that comes around, right above it, you're going to have your arm again. And once again, you're going to have that extra piece that folds around, comes down. You're going to have an extra bulge here, and then your lats. Let me use a thicker pen for that one. So you're going to have this, this, and then you're going to come around like so. And again, your, I don't know why my music is going off. Alexa, stop music. That you have your bicep and your tricep. So your arm is actually going to go kind of like backwards, kind of like this. And then you have this over it and there. But this would be shadow, and this is your under your arm again. And again, your bicep and tricep separation. Like that. So this is going to bend in, and this is your collarbone. Your collarbone is connected to the top of that. So this here is basically just going to scrunch up. So it would be like this. Make that arm a little bigger. This pen keeps going back in. It'll be like that. And now you know the reason why I use several color pens, pencils, so I can keep up with all of my messy lines. It'll be like that. So if I color this in so you can see a little better. Like that. And again, the nipples would come in and you're going straight down again. Let me get back to this. As I said, this is going to scrunch up here. I forgot where I was at. Whereas this one would be wider, this is going to scrunch up because you're pushing it up when you lift your arms. And of course, you know, you can lift your arms up all the way to where it is touching the side of your face. And that's the same thing. It's going to bulge out more like that, and then your arm will come up like that. And I hope hoping you can see this thing. As I said, that's the reason why I use so many different colors like that. And again, of course, as I said, you have your bicep, and depending on how muscular your character is, determines how big the arm is going to be. And that, and as I said, your rib cage from the point to the nipple down. Actually, I think I did that wrong. It's like that, because your ribs come around, so you're going to see that. But I tend not to draw the ribs when I draw my characters, because I don't know why, I just don't. Not these anyway, unless I really want the guy to be crazy muscular. So you have this, 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 and this line, it won't cut all the way. You'll see a little bit of it depending on how muscular that person is, but it won't completely cut off all the way, if you know what I'm saying. It's late and I'm mumbling, and I'm trying to keep this video short. All right, I run into the 30-minute mark, and let's wrap this up. Let me do a couple more just so that you will know. Let's say the arms are from the side. Let's say from the side. That'd be too big right there. This is the side. This is the side. How many times are you gonna say that? This is the neck and the head. Now, show your collarbone, which is right at the base of the neck. We know that. This one's going to come down here. And we all know this one. And then the meaty part of the neck, the shoulder, comes like that. This comes down. And it's not really centered. I believe it's back more. Or is it forward more? But your bicep is smaller than your tricep. Draw it, Brian. Draw the arm. Chest comes out. Your lats are going to come down. Your lats right there. If you flip that inside out, right where your arm connects, your lats are going to come down like that. And then that goes into the love handles, which comes down into the buttocks. All right, another one from the side, this time with the arms up. And notice when I draw, I don't draw it up. Anytime I draw from the side, I don't draw it up and down, straight up and down. I draw it at a bit of an angle. It makes it looks a little more powerful than the stomach, then the small of the back, then the buttocks. So if I brought this arm up, the ball again right here, let's say the arm is coming up like that. Now what you're gonna see is this curves in. This part in the back is going to curve around to the bottom, and you're going to have that split like that. And then you're going to have your tricep and your bicep Your elbow is about right here, shall we say. And I don't really think you'll see the bicep because of the straight up and down angle. And you really won't see the front of this. What you will see is the chest. It comes down and up like that. And you have the ribs, rib cage, muscles, like so. And then your lats. This is what I'm saying about the lats. The lats are going to come out like that. Your chest here, your ribs. And let me ink that while I'm thinking about exactly what I'm trying to say. Bigger. And of course your head is going to be here somewhere. That. But what I am trying to say is that this is the shape that deltoid is going to take right here. You're not going to see the front because this part is covering it. The front would be over up in here somewhere. So you're just going to see this part. Your triceps, your elbow, and your arm and your head, and that's coming from the side. And then your rib cage, I believe your rib cage is the ribs that you'll see is somewhere here, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, that's a position I don't draw too much. So, but just know that your deltoid would be back here. So basically, if this guy swung his arm up, all this would get pushed back. All right, I think one more that I wanted to show you guys, and then we'll wrap this thing up. And I think it was from the side, kind of a three-quarter view, because that one always got me. How it, well, let me draw. Neck, your shoulder. Now from the three-quarter view here, let's put that arm up too. You're going to have your collarbone and it's going to stop. And if I'm not mistaken, hold on one second, if I'm not mistaken, it is going to look the same way. It curves around here. Now there are times when it will actually, and you have a little piece here, and I'm jumping ahead, and then you'll have your lats. But there are times when you won't see the back. The back comes down, and this curves in. And again, that depends on how you turn. You might not see this, or this might be way up here somewhere. It depending on the turn. Depends. I keep saying that word. On how far you turn the body. And again, your tricep, your bicep. As I say, you're going to have a little, almost like a little teeny lat come from here, and then your real lats come from there. Your collarbone, and that muscle from your shoulder, your neck. Here, you'll have a little shoulder right there. What did I just do? Oh, this is your neck muscle. Shoulder. And it's not going to be that pronounced, if I'm not mistaken. Let's do this. head up in there. There you got it. And then the other one comes over, and again there, and you have your arm. And of course your chest is going to come down here, here, and then here. Which I kind of moved the lat over too far. Okay, ignore this arm for now. The chest is going to be here, and it comes out under that arm. You have this little piece of lat, and your other lat comes out there too. So your chest is going to be like this. Your ribs like that. Stomach like that. So your arm is like that. Now I'll draw the other arm in. Maybe that back is out too much. But I will call this one quits right now because it's getting late in the video. And I'm just playing around now. So hopefully that little short video with the last paper messed up will help you understand a little bit more about how these things work. And then I will come back with another video on something else. But every time I see you guys send me a lot of drawings, and I see the problems that you have. So I do quick videos to try to help you get over those small problems. So that's going to be it for this video. Give me a thumbs up if you did like this one, because it started to get messy at the end. And that's it. I'll see you guys later.